From the studios of Tucson Business RadioX, recorded in the Stewart Title corporate offices on Broadway, you are now listening to The Mark Bishop Show. And now here's your host, Mark Bishop.
Well, spring is on the way, and it's all about home buying, and my guest is a home ownership expert. She's going to discuss how to make your dreams a reality and the hurdles many first-time homeowners face, along with the details of the bank's home buyer grants and First-Time Homebuyer Online Edu-Series. Sounds pretty good. AJ Barkley is the Senior Vice President of Neighborhood Lending Executive at the Bank of America. Welcome, AJ.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the home buying season is around the corner. How can home buyers get on the right path now to affordable home ownership?
Well, right, it's absolutely a great time to do that. And what we recommend and what we're seeing is people are starting earlier in the process to start to plan for home ownership. So there's like three things that I typically talk to people about, or we talk to people about in terms of home ownership. And it is one, start early, understand what you actually can afford, work with lending specialists and professionals. Two, don't go create additional debt as you're thinking about purchasing a home. Think about, is that debt important? Is it necessary at the potential time? And then start demystifying the process by leveraging multiple resources and tools to get yourself ready for home ownership. Those would be the three things I'd say.
Well, AJ, according to the Bank of America's Home Buyer Insights report, most homeowners, something like 88%, they say that buying a home is the best decision that they've ever made. But 95% of prospective home buyers face the barriers to owning, including, and I didn't think it'd be this high, but 42% who feel that they lack support, advice, and they don't know where to start. So what's the BOA going to do about this, AJ?
Well, and I was shocked as well. I think a lot of the reasons people don't know is because it's been, maybe a significant period of time with people that they engage with have actually purchased a home. But what we've done is we've launched a new educational video series designed to simplify the home buying process for prospective first buyers, and it's called the First-Time Homebuyers Edu-Series. It features experts from the bank that talk through the key aspects of home buying ownership. It's in 6 episodes. It's an on-demand series, and it's hosted by BuzzFeed's Hannah Williams. We're getting really, really strong feedback. So that's one way. The other way is just meet directly with the lending specialist face-to-face if you need to do that. But the Edu-Series, the comfort of your own home, interactive, I think it's been very, very successful based on the feedback we've received from people who've participated.
Well, this online Edu-Series, it's only 6 episodes on-demand series. It's not too long. And Hannah Williams, I believe.
No, it's not long at all.
No, she does a great job from what I've seen. But, the very first step home buyers should take, I mean, everybody's told save, 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 right? But any other little secrets thinking about wanting to buy a home?
I think you should really be realistic about what you want to purchase. And that's why you do need to be prepared, because I think a lot of times people get frustrated and they then think that they can't get a home. So savings is important. But you do need to demonstrate that you can pay credit, right? So sometimes people think I don't need anything. I just need, cash and I can purchase a home. So I think it depends on, when you talk to a lending specialist, they can help talk you through what you personally need to do to be prepared for home. I think the other thing that we find is people want homes that are 5-bedroom, 3-bath, jacuzzi and all that is their first home. And literally their first home maybe should be 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And so I think the reality check of what you can afford comfortably and to demonstrate your ability to repay helps with sustained home ownership. Yeah. That's why it's important you talk to someone. Again, I keep overusing demystifying, but it really is around transparency around the end-to-end lending home ownership process.
You're dead right about that. I've just gone through that same scenario with my son. He wants the Taj Mahal for the first house.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah, well, it's America. I want everything and I want it now. The Bank of America Community Home Ownership Commitment. This is a heck of a $5 billion initiative to help eligible home buyers purchase a home affordably. The loans, you're only requiring something like a down payment as low as 3%, some with no mortgage insurance required, or what's behind that?
Well, what we knew, what people said, and what we know is people can afford, they're highly creditworthy, they have the capability of paying, they're actually paying more in rent than they're paying in they would pay for a mortgage. And so mortgage insurance and having mortgage insurance being required could be a barrier. And that's why we do have low loans requiring as low as a 3% down payment. And then the complementary side to that is we have the down payment program, which we do 3% up to $10,000. So technically, you could 3% up to $10,000 not have to pay anything in down payment, depending on the loan amount, the home that you're purchasing.
That's a good deal. And they may qualified home buyers. They may also be eligible for the bank's closing cost grant program. This is a lender credit through which they could receive up to $7,500 toward non-reoccurring closing costs, right? Or in some instances, to buy down their interest rate. What does that mean?
What that means is you could have an interest rate, and I'll make it a 3.25%, or you could buy it down to 3%, and then that lowers your monthly mortgage payment. So you get to do multiple things, and we'd have that discussion with the prospective client around what solution makes sense for them. But it again allows less cash out of pocket for that person that's saving, and is saving, very diligent in saving. But with this program, you can continue to take with the savings you have, partnering with this program, and get in a home. But in fact, some people may have to put less in the down payment, less in the closing costs. So those funds become part of a savings for you, right? That you're ready for the emergency. The furnace breaks, this breaks, have unexpected things that happen when you have a home. And so we're really trying to make sure that the whole financial well-being of the client is being considered when they're going through the process. That's another benefit of the community homeownership commitment.
Yeah, well, let's face it. It's it's always the biggest challenge, it seems, isn't it, facing the first-time home buyers. I mean, we all want to get out of apartments if we can, and get into our first home, that type of thing. But are there statistics now, AJ? Is there an age difference that is starting to come up? Is it more millennials? I mean, is there an age group that are really going after that first home more than another group, say?
Well, what's interesting, we did a recent Home Buyers Insight report on Gen Zers, and that's 18 to 25-year-olds, and they are actually making more conscious decisions on how they spend their money, start planning for home ownership sooner. So they're deciding to delay vacations, spend less on their wedding, live with their parents for a shorter period of time so they can be ready to purchase a home near where they work. And so it's just lots of data that shows people are not waiting, as long as they had perhaps before. And even the millennials are picking back up in terms of home ownership. So I do believe people are starting to understand the value of home ownership, both from building wealth, but also for just wellness and well-being in the communities we serve. So they're being more conscious about it. We just got to help them with tools and resources to make it easier for them to do it, and programs to allow them to get in the home. Again, well-qualified clients. They just don't have maybe the significant amount of reserves.
Yeah, there's a lot more benefits out there to home ownership than just not paying dead rent, so to speak. As you brought up.
Absolutely.
It touches on a lot of other psychological areas and so on. All righty. So your AJ Barkley is the guest today on the Mark Bishop Show, and she is the Neighborhood Lending Executive for the Bank of America and responsible for identifying opportunities to drive successful home ownership among low to moderate income borrowers, undeserved communities, and multicultural borrowers across the economic spectrum. It's quite a load you have on your shoulders there, AJ.
I love to get up every morning doing this as we help people realize the dream of home ownership for our country. And so if you don't mind, where they can get more information, though, because I'm sure they're, saying, well, how do I learn more? How do I learn more? The way that you can get into our resources for prospective
well, you read my mind. That was my next and last question.
Yeah.
So give it to me, babe. Where can they go?
www.bankofamerica.com/homeowner.
Well, that's easy. Bank of America, right? .com/homeowners. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeowner. Yes.
Homeowner, singular. Okay. So everything's there.
Yes.
You can sit down with a nice hot cup of joe and pen and pad and get everything that you need. Then what? Just pick up the eau de cologne and call the nearest bank and be able to make an appointment and go from there?
Absolutely. You could do that as well. I mean, you could, like you said, schedule an appointment, ask all the questions, be transparent so we can assist you.
Fantastic. Okay, AJ Barkley, wonderful news. Keep up the good work, my dear, across the country and for all sorts of people with the great dream of owning my home. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Goodbye now.